And good afternoon to everybody and welcome back. And I am not looking forward to this episode at all. We've got some horrible fixtures coming up. We have Manchester City and Chelsea. We have Tottenham to play. And we have Derby to play in the FA Cup third round. I'm hoping we will win that one. But I cannot see us getting anything out of these games given our horrid form that we had last time out. 4 points from 12 is not good enough, and we've suffered in the league as a result. And we do have to play Manchester City first. I'm really not looking forward to this at all. I'm still using FM Tweak version 1.3. I'm very new to it. As yet, I haven't really seen much of a difference in terms of the AI substitutions, rotations. Maybe we're going to see some of that against Manchester City because they're probably going to be thinking we are going to be a 6-0 victory as we suffered against Arsenal. But it is what it is. We have to go and play this. I have to go and get it over with. I'm not looking forward to it. And we shall see. If there's anybody sitting there, I don't know if there's anybody sitting in the chat there. If you can just let me know if you can hear everything and if everything looks fine. I do seem to have an excellent connection, so hopefully everything looks fine and you can hear everything. Keep an eye on the results for these teams below now. We are probably going to lose this because we do have 3 points over West Ham and Arsenal. So we're probably going to lose this game, but keep an eye on the results of the teams below. I do have this thing, FM. It just like, hey Neil, how you doing, my friend? FM does seem to keep the teams below you losing when you go into these horrific runs, and I am thinking about, should I play cautious? I've never played much with mentality. I do think that if you reduce your mentality, all you do is just invite pressure, and you don't attack much yourself. They are going to have more of the ball. We know that. Should I experiment with mentality? Let's try it. Let's just see what happens when we reduce the mentality, which does mean then that I will need to increase the defend duties. Any other advice now? In terms of team selection, I have a horrible injury crisis. Both my best players are out long term. Although Arribas is going to be back in a couple of weeks, I guess. Luca's out for a while. Could be out for a long time. As I said yesterday, Neil, it's early days yet. I didn't really see much in terms of rotation from the AI managers, or the substitutions weren't freaking me out as such. But they were teams from lower than us in the league. So that's another example of why our form is so bad. So maybe Manchester City will do more of that. I still don't like this cautious mentality, but we have got such a poor team. I probably do need to put this full back on a defend duty. We definitely need more defend duties, and possibly even the winger on support. We'll see how this works out. I'm having to play more stat up front. Velasco, he is not a forward. We've tried him a couple of times, and he's clearly shown that he is not a forward. So we're going to say we got nothing to lose. Go and do your best, and see what comes out. Now, I've had a look, and there's very little really I can do about Manchester City. I do want to tight mark Rodri if possible. The rest of them, I'm really not that bothered in tight marking them. Doku possibly will play as a winger. There is a little bit of rotation here in the Manchester City side. Doku will play as a winger, and I'm guessing this guy will play as an inside forward. His left foot is, as you can see, very strong. So he will play as an inside forward. So I do want to close down this space, but allow space on that side. So we'll tell Timon to close down less. He needs to close down more, to combat Silva. And this guy should be on close down less. And I've gone with a low block, standard line. Step up more because I want to compress the middle of the field as well, in case when they can't get behind us, they try going through the middle. I'd just get bodies behind the ball. We'll regroup if we lose the ball, and keep these instructions to an absolute minimum. And that's how we're going to play it. And let's go and see what happens. I'm not expecting any points in the next 3 games, which means we will drop down the table and possibly find ourselves in about 12th once again. We have a transfer window coming up as well, which means that a ton of players are wanted. So we may well lose a lot of our good players. And looking at the reports on them, they are definitely interested in leaving. So we are facing troubled times here at the moment. But after 4 minutes, I can report that things are going well. It's still 0-0. And that's all I can hope for. Each minute that passes, I'm hoping it's just not going to be another 6-0 that we suffered against Arsenal. New one out tomorrow, Neil. That's interesting. Player ratings. Explain to me, Neil, what you mean by how you've tweaked player ratings. What does that actually mean? Some of the roles do traditionally have lower ratings than others. Midfield can definitely suffer in terms of their ratings. What in terms of what you've done, what actually will we see, do you think, Neil? Explain to us what you think we will see in terms of player ratings. And we are really under the cosh here. Absolutely under the cosh. But holding out so far. I mean, the tragedy is both of my best players are injured. And Morstad, he's just the young boy. I didn't buy a second striker because I wanted to give him game time, thinking we wouldn't have too many games this season and Luca could play most of the games. But he has been thrust into the limelight and we're just like playing like donkeys, giving the ball away. And it's all very well having these low lines and then defending for your life. But if you're going to give the ball away right in front of your penalty area, then this is not a good thing. But so far, after 10 minutes, they still haven't scored, which is a good sign. Casteels is having a good game. Haaland is having a good game. But I'm very reluctant to find someone who... I don't know if I've got someone to type mark him. The problem I've got is not their marking ability, it's their concentration at the back. And with concentration attributes, both centre-backs having only 12. What was that? I think that was a dive from Grealish. That was definitely a dive. At the moment, we have no attacking threat. And I'm going to possibly ask them to go more direct. Because we just can't keep the ball. We just like City have got all the ball. Do I just go more direct, or do I pass shorter, try to keep the ball from them? Difficult decisions, but they're pounding our goal at the moment. But 20 minutes are gone. It's still 0-0. Definitely focus down the left, but I do have the wing back on defend on the left. So hopefully he will close that down. I've got the DLP on the left-hand side as well on a defend duty. But at the moment we can't get on the ball. And this is what cautious is. It's just like... It's why I never play with cautious. Because you just invite pressure all the time. And... Which is all very well if you've got a great defence. You can just invite pressure, but we are not the best defence in the world. Although I do think we are better defensively than we are in terms of attack. We are a lot better defensively than we are in attack. But we do have a highlight. Can we sneak a goal here? That would be just like upset everything, wouldn't it? Certainly upset Manchester City. And we're in the penalty area. Can he turn? No, he can't. Allen. I told a couple of the more able players to take more risks, to pass, try some passing that they wouldn't normally do. And that might be why we're not scoring enough goals. It's that not enough players are taking risks. A terrible piece of defensive work by Allen. It's just we are not good enough, I don't think, and we're seeing we are not good enough. But we have a free kick. That's another thing I might do, is just play for set pieces. In fact, I'll do that now. Because we might sneak one from a free kick or something. You never know. But there are 30 minutes gone. Manchester City have not scored yet. Jack Grealish is a bit of a problem down that left-hand side. And it might be that we have to take Jack Grealish out of the game. And that's a nice pass. Morstead's in space. He's not off. Yes, he is. The flag went up very late. So ratings for defensive roles have been adjusted. Okay. Yeah, I mean, like, one of the things is that if a player gets booked, Morstead's having a terrible game. If a player gets booked, then you find his rating suddenly slips down very quickly to 6.4. And it's very difficult for him to recover from that. And he just generally goes down 6.3, 6.2. So getting booked is something that he might be having a good game. But once he gets booked, you're finished with him. Also, as like one of the interesting things about this game is that I have never had a goalkeeper booked. FM needs to deal with that because goalkeepers get booked all the time in the real game. The original file doesn't judge things properly. Yeah, I mean, I think that in terms of being booked, especially, you can have a player who is having an absolutely splendid game. What you're seeing visually, it looks like an absolutely brilliant game that he's having. And shall I say we've been the better team? I'm not going to say we haven't taken nearly enough shots because I'd have to then, if I'm going to do that, say take more shots, I'm going to have to say shoot on sight, which I could do, because we've been in their area. We've seen that we've been in their area, so I could say we haven't taken nearly enough shots, and now go out there and just when you get a glimpse of goal, just have a go at it. That might do the trick. Sometimes your team talks. You might. I mean, they are looking good in terms of their morale. But come on, boys, can we do this? Can we absolutely FM Manchester City? Hey, Will, how are you doing? Oh boy, welcome to this big game against City. But the good news is that we are 0-0 at half time. And if they do take more shots, then maybe we can get a goal here. Go on, take more shots. Go on, have a shot. And we have taken the lead against Manchester City. And are we going to FM Manchester City? This would be funny, wouldn't it? This would be so funny. But City were like caught on that left-hand side. They have been focusing all their play on that left-hand side. And we just like Juanlu was in acres of space. And my family, I live alone. I have no family, Will. I have 3 goddaughters who live on the other side of the world, and they are just fine. They are my family. And so, yeah, they are just fine. And Haaland, is he going to get his customary brace against us? Yep, they are absolutely fine, Will. And already I'm planning my next trip to Southeast Asia to go and see them. But it's also nice for me. I get to go to the Philippines for a bit of R&R. Away from the hassle of FM and the stress of FM. Go on, Joanne Lewin! Oh, Morstead, you could have won this game for us. What are you doing? I mean, maybe cautious. Maybe I need to play with mentalities a little bit more. Certainly taken Manchester City by surprise. I very seldom play with a cautious mentality because I just think it draws too much pressure. There's another chance for Morstead. He's in. He's done it. It's 2-0. But is it going to be offside? The flag is up, I think. I think he's going to be offside. It's awarded. We are 2-0 up. Oh boy, what is going on here? FM, what are you doing? We couldn't beat the bottom of the league team last week, and now we're 2-0 up against Manchester City. Now, you could say I'm a tactical genius, but I'm not going to buy that. I am not. But I did do things before the game that may well have affected it. Also, I did say at halftime your team talk can also be quite crucial. And the thing is, if you say to them you haven't taken nearly enough shots, then you've got to take that instruction off. You've got to encourage them to take more shots. And so we did that, and it might be the team talk that's made the difference. And I'm just wondering now if I need to give them a shout, encourage them a little bit. Have we made some very, very good decisions here? Or is it just FM being FM? I don't know. Hard to say. Grealish has not really done any damage since the beginning of the game. We defended well. They came at us. They're still controlling the game. But defensively, once again, we look very, very solid. And they're not able to break my lines, and that's really important. They are dominating the ball midfield. Not much I can do about that. That's dependent on the players that I have available to play there. But the game is not over by a long shot. And Haaland has missed one. Is Haaland going to have a really bad game today? See, is this the game that he has? That's where he plays really badly. 30 points at this stage is a very, very... I always like, when playing with these teams, I always like to get to 30 points by halfway. If you can get 19 games gone and you got 30 points, you're doing okay. You're certainly going to survive. And there's the space for Joanne Liu again. He's not getting on the end of that. But there is space down there. Because you can see they are focused mostly down the left. And their set pieces, they're getting set pieces. They're not scoring from them. And we are actually defending very well. Even though the ratings don't reflect it, I would suggest that we are defending a lot better than the ratings are suggesting. And it's an interesting point, Neil. We've just got to keep doing what we're doing and hold on to this 2-goal lead as long as we can. Oh, and there's the goal, is it? And these glitches are just really weird. The goal was awarded even before he put it in the net. I'm not quite sure what that is. That's FM. They've done some downloads, and that's not good. I want to just check that they haven't made substitutions here, which they have, and the goal scorer is one of the subs. Okay. So where is he situated? I'm going to just type mark him. He's obviously a runner, and we need to... Olise has come on. Is he going to play as an inside forward? Definitely. So this side of the pitch we definitely want to keep closing down. And he has... turning him onto his right foot. Yeah, try and stop him using that corner of the area. So that... I mean, there's a substitution that I didn't spot. And he's come on and scored a goal. And probably, though, I wouldn't have done anything about him anyway. Even if I'd seen the substitution, I wouldn't have done anything about him. It just doesn't make sense. I need to type mark Rodri at the base of their midfield, because he's always a problem to me in FM. He's like the best player in the world in FM. And that's unfortunate. My fault. I'll have to hold my hands up to that. I don't know how often, because I didn't get any word that they'd made a substitution. So I might just have to keep... Oh, passing has gone to pieces again. So I might just have to just keep looking myself, because you don't always get told, and I wasn't told. And they are running us a bit ragged now. So this game is not over by a long shot. I'll take a point. Definitely take a point against City, but maybe need to do a little bit more than what we're doing. There's Wharton running from midfield again. But at least somebody went with him that time. May have to put one of my midfielders specifically on him. I'm going to let this highlight run and then make some substitutions, just in case. This is a special moment. Joanlu's found space out on that right, and he's had a good game. Fassini! Almost! Let's make some substitutions now. Timon is one who's not playing very well. We'll put on Finkgraf. I've got a lot of faith, as I've said, in that boy. And there's Morstedt. Velasco's playing very well. Fernandez probably needs to come off. He's not having the greatest game. And Humphreys was probably not match fit. Player that I did like in the past. Slipped down the rankings. And I don't think we need to do anything else with anybody else. Garosabal is in very, very poor form at the moment. Brandon Williams is more of a defensive player, so let's leave things like that. Strengthen on the flanks. Can we get a goal from a set piece? To the back post. They are very good at the near post. That's why we've got corners swinging to the back post. But this game is a long way from over. I need City to go back to what they were doing before. Not getting their shots on target. Or getting their shots on target, but not getting them in. They're defending really well. At the moment, we're still 2-1 up. And I need to just... FM will test me now. Because I need to work out where they are attacking. And stop them attacking in those areas. A lot of crosses coming in. But crosses, they're not getting to the byline crosses at the moment. But there are a lot of crosses coming in. And we've defended set pieces reasonably well. But I don't think they're getting behind us. Or at least will not try to get behind us. There's a lot of action going on the right-hand side. Although most of the threat is coming from the left. So maybe I need to get closer to Olise. Yeah, let's get him to tight mark Olise. And then I'm going to tight mark Grealish as well in the middle. So we're going to go and tight mark Grealish. And just make sure he's not giving me a problem. And try and hold on. I might even go defensive with a low line. Because as you can see, their crossing is quite dangerous. But We could go defensive and pull the line back a bit. Oh, we've got space again on the right, but that's not going in, Joanlu. But we have got a corner. Hey, Mr. K, how are you doing? Do I ever think of living there? I do think about it, and one day it might be possible, Will. It may well be possible one day. Looking at 3 years, possibly moving. The ice cream van, did you hear it outside? Go on the front post header. Come on, let's get a third goal. Let's really put the willies up Manchester City. We can do this. Let's see that instruction, shoot more often, I think has made the difference at halftime. We're getting shots away now. They're not afraid to have a shot. Taking less touches around the penalty area and just having a shot. It's paid off. But we just got to defend a little now and see the game out. There's 12 minutes to go. The regroup is working nicely. They're trying to get back into shape as fast as possible. And well done, well defended. We're defending really well. In all fairness, these ratings don't show how well we are defending. The goalkeeper has had a very good game, made some good saves. But unfortunately, the deeds is done. And it was, it's FM. Sometimes this game, I hate it so much. It gave us that 2-goal lead, and it's just taken it away from me now. Let's go and make these last changes. Allen is very tired. Velasco's very tired. Castiles should have saved that. And let's make these changes now. Oh boy. I don't really have a DM I can bring on, so Gould can play there. Velasco is very tired. I don't really have. Diallo will have to come on for Velasco. And just hope that we can see it out and get a point now. There's no point in trying to make any changes now. FM's going to do what FM does. I'm just bitterly disappointed again. A point would be good, but I can't see us getting that. Because they are just dominating now. I think I will drop the line back a little bit. Actually, no, because a lot of the threats coming from here. I might push the line up. Oh, too late. We've had the game stolen off us. Oh, too late. Totally, bitterly disappointed with FM again. Why give me a 2-goal lead? It's just like a nasty way of going about it. But I guess we're just not good enough. I didn't expect any points from this, so we're just not good enough. And having defended so well for 80 minutes, well, for 70 minutes, we've just had the game stolen. And Haaland scored. Of course, Haaland always scores against me. No matter how bad he's playing, he always scores against me. Yeah, okay, FM, whatever. It's like, I can't complain, really. They've been absolutely dominant. But it's just the way we've lost. And we've given a penalty away. We might as well give them 6 now. It doesn't matter. And FM, I haven't had a penalty for 2 seasons nearly. Come on. This is like you give me a red card, which I hadn't had for a season. You owe me a penalty as well. And there's Haaland. He always scores twice against me, and this is his second. Oh, he's missed it. He always scores twice, so he's still going to get another one. Until I get to about season 8, and then Haaland becomes absolute rubbish then. Oh, I'm so bitterly disappointed. A 2-goal lead, and we've just blown it. I knew this was going to be a horrible episode. There's his second. He always scores 2 against me, no matter what. And I've said you can go back and check every stream I've done. And no matter who I've been playing with, he always gets 2 against me. Like I can remember when I first started playing this game, Harry Kane was the striker when I was in the early years I was playing this game. He always got 2 against me as well. Always. And FM address this. Just because he's Haaland doesn't mean he always has to score 2 against me. So there are other players that City have who can score 2. It doesn't have to be Haaland all the time. I don't have anybody who can type Mark Haaland. That's a ridiculous suggestion. It's not that they can't, their marking ability isn't good, it's their concentration. And we've just shown that they defended so well for 70 minutes and they're just not concentrating anymore. And what I maybe should have done is just told them to focus. But that's too late now. Because their concentration is slipping all the time. But at least we scored a couple of goals. Which is something we've not been doing. But are they going to get 6 like Arsenal got? To break a leg. Of course City have got a little bit more zip. I wasn't expecting to win this. I was expecting a 6-0 defeat. So it's a better result than I thought we'd get. Morstat is played better than Luca has been playing. I don't know, he got a goal, Morstat. Whereas we just haven't been able to score any goals. That's been our downfall. And we've scored a couple of goals. I've got to be pleased with that, I guess. But I don't want a third. It's pointless, FM. But it's all over. It's done. Okay, that pain is out of the way. Having gone 2-0 up, though, that's hard to take. I don't think there was anything that I could have done. There we are. We're back down to 10th. We got a 6-point gap now, and that's where we're going to stay unless FM decides to be nicer to me. That's where we're going to be, 10th. Oh, boy. This is going to be so hard. Look at these results. I was manager of the month for November. And now Chelsea in 3 days. Oh, gosh. I guess we have to do the same thing for Chelsea. Just keep the same thing going for Chelsea, because they will hammer us as well if we don't. Especially with the team that I have available, because I feel like my best 2 players have been injured. Although, transfer window coming up, both of them are wanted. Boselli has got a further 2-match ban. Shall I appeal? Nah. He already knows himself it was a bad foul. So what's the point? So don't expect me to be too happy today, because we are not looking good. So they're not very good at set pieces. And they win a lot of a low proportion at the near post. Apart from that, they're not very good at crossing. They've got Rafinha playing for them. Oh, God. Sometimes a disconnect between... So their teamwork is not great. Wonder if I should put pressure on them, but they're pacey. Tough one, this. Lukaku is struggling for form. I bet you he gets 2 against me. He's struggling for form. Inside forward on... He's not an inside forward, is he? A weak left foot, so... Yeah, he would be an inside forward, wouldn't he? And he's going to play as a winger, Nicholas Jackson, is he? Can't cross. His right foot is very strong, but he can't cross. I think I need to push both of them out and defend against their crossing. Stop them getting behind, then usher them here. And put tall boys in at the back. I think that's the idea. So I'm going to do exactly the same thing. But as they are inside forwards, if I want to usher them outside, I need to close down less, don't I? So that's correct. Yeah, that's correct. So we'll do what we did last time. And then I'll tell them to focus. I'm going to do attacking free kicks and attacking corners, because they are allegedly not very good at set pieces, and I'm going to play for set pieces. And maybe shoot on sight. Encourage them to have a shot. 226 tactics should be fully integrated. Integrated into what, Mr. K? Echevarri, is he back, is he? I'm going to keep Morstat up there. He played well. He got a goal. Valesco has played absolutely rubbish there. Echevarri can play now, which means Fassini can go on the bench. I'm not happy with Fassini. He wanted this playing time and then never delivered. Fernandez needs to start playing better as well. What did Humphreys get when he came on? No rating. Oh, rating 6.4. Was that him? He didn't come on as a central defender. Did he? That should be midfielder. He did not come on as central defender. Hey Oleg, how are you doing? I just got caught out with a sub with Manchester City. But it's something I wouldn't... It was a player I wouldn't have taken any notice of anyway. So, yeah, I did get caught out with a substitution, but not something that would have worried me anyway. Arribas is not back yet, is he? 2 days. Could go on the bench. they're going to be much better. Let's now go to the data hub and just have a look at this. Opposition, where are their... We don't have any information on their final third entries. Defended very well from the left. So let's start by focusing play down the right, especially as Juan Lu had a very good game. Now, I do have money to spend in this transfer window that's coming up. I've got 30 million nearly. But I can't buy anybody for 30 million who's actually, according to the game, any better than what we've got. So players need to go out, I think. This is going to be another horrible experience. And then I got Tottenham next. It just goes on and on. So I've got 6 points to lose before I drop down from 10th. So I've got 6 points to lose, which is very nice of FM to give me that, knowing the fixtures that I've got coming up. I've also thought about just buying this guy to play in this role. I mean, in real life, I wouldn't go anywhere near him. But FM is a different... it's a different animal, FM. So he's cheap. Defo buy, says Mr. K. Oleg, I kind of like, now that Neil is here, I'm also struggling to see rotation. City rotated a little bit. I wouldn't say they put out their strongest team, but it was a very strong team that they put out. He doesn't want a contract. He wants to leave, I think. I think he wants to leave. Don't know how we can find that out. He would like another contract. 62 to 64k. I don't know if I want to do that. I could also... sell, because he is wanted by a Saudi club. And then we do have this Celtic goalkeeper who's probably better than him. So I would be able to buy a goalkeeper. Yeah, I know. Mr. K, very difficult to know what to do in this transfer window. Brandon Williams, do I want to offer him a new contract? Would want a wage? Yeah, so he would be a squad player. And he doesn't complain much. His contract runs out 27. Or do I just want to get rid of him? He's now, how old is he? 26. So he would be a good squad player. I am going to offer him a contract. Finding squad players is very, very difficult. But we don't want to pay him that much. But we will up this a little bit to compensate. And definitely clean sheet bonus can go up. Let's give him a real incentive on that. Yeah, I don't disagree with that, but he's still not happy. That was a tough one. I'm going to leave the goalkeeper for now. Oh, Chelsea. Is FM going to allow me to have a point? That's the next question. Push higher up. I'm guessing that means the defence. Let's do that and see what he does to push things higher up. I think it's the defensive line, yeah. But their pace frightens me. Pace really frightens me. And I want to... The other thing is, if they're playing inside forwards, is to just close them down. Troubled because his opponent is much stronger. Well, just get on with it. What is the matter with you? So we know he's going to be playing as a inside forward. His left foot is very strong. So actually, if he wants the line higher, then what we're going to need to do is allow them to come in there and just close them down a little bit more. Both of them. We want both of them coming in there. Why is the wing back on support higher up than the wing back on attack? Interesting. Is that just me looking at it? Or does it seem he's higher up than the... Oh, we did have... If we're playing cautious, we're going to need to put him on a defend duty, aren't we? He still hasn't gone back. If I put him as a full-back on defend... Yeah, he goes backwards then. So put him as a wing-back on defend. Garosabel has got to shape up here. And in terms of the opposition, we've got to close these two down. We've got to do that. We've got to tight mark those two. But again, we got nothing to lose here again. So I think that I might buy a goalkeeper. It was just kind of like weird. Maybe it's the angle I look at the screen from. I've noticed that, Mr. K, that their crossing is poor. So that's why I was thinking initially, let's just keep the standard line and force them outside. But he wants me to play with a higher line. And I don't disagree, which means now we've got to stop them playing around the corners of the area. So if we're going to allow them to come inside, we've just got to close them down here. Everything else is as it was against City. Morstat didn't expect to be playing, I don't think. But then I didn't have the money to buy another striker. I just did not have the money. I desperately needed to bring in the players I brought in. So therefore couldn't. And my thought process was, well, we're not playing many games. So Luca will be fine playing all those games. And we've got this young kid, Morstat, who will develop. I didn't expect to be playing him for long periods of time. Nice tackle, well done. If we go 2-0 up in this game, I'm not getting excited at all. Because FM is being horrible to me at the moment. Oh. And there's another example of FM being horrible to me at the moment. Nicely done. Get it into the box. Oh. Back to not being able to score goals. But we are like playing cautious. We're playing in a low block and we're all over Chelsea. We're still aiming to the far post. I'm going to switch that over to the near post. Let's switch that back. Oh, it's already on the near post. So I'm not quite sure why he aimed for the far post. Yeah, you're right, Mr. K. It was the centre-back is on cover, isn't he? So that's why it just looked like he wasn't going backwards. We do have 6 points, I guess, to play with, but I would like to get to 30 at this point in the season, because then that means you're pretty much safe. And I really shouldn't be thinking about being safe with this team. I thought we were going to push for a European spot, but we're obviously not good enough. I thought it was a really good transfer window. I'm not sure who we let go that has actually weakened the team this much. Because we have a much weaker team now than we actually had last season. Even though we were playing in Europe and we got to the semi-final of the Europa. So I'm not sure who we've let go that has weakened this team so badly. I'll have to go back and have a look. And maybe, Mr. K, but it is Christmas now. It's like we're going into the transfer window now. They should have settled in by now. The familiarity with the tactic is very good. The team cohesion is extremely good. So I don't know what the problem is, except that maybe all the other teams have just got stronger. Maybe that's what it is. We stayed the same and every other team has got stronger. Because we look terrible. Look absolutely terrible. Like everything else, it's still pretty poor, Mr. K. We're not a good team. I know that, but I just thought we were better than we were last year. We had an exceptional season last year with a tiny squad. Losing Ari Bass for a long period of time is a big blow because he's like the best player I've got. And losing your best player as well as your only striker is not going to help. Well, I've got this young kid who's really in his development years playing as the lone striker up top. It's just that without, and our best passer of the ball, our most creative person, is also injured. So, like, what am I supposed to do? Have I still got that instruction? Yeah, shoot on sight is still on. I'm going to take it off for now because we're creating chances. But everything is under par. That I don't press because we're just not capable of doing it. I have tried playing direct, and all that happens is that we just give the ball away even more. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower the tempo. That might stop us giving the ball away so much. Just try and slow the game down a little bit. Lower the tempo. I'll go narrow as well. And just try. It doesn't matter about scoring goals. Just try and keep hold of the ball. I mean, I understand what you're saying. If we're playing cautious, then maybe we should play direct anyway. Catch them on the counter-attack, but we don't have great pace either. And we don't have great off-the-ball movement, so Chelsea are going to beat us anyway. Well, let's get to half-time, and then we'll go more direct. See if you're right. Because they are playing this way, they're going to beat us anyway. And nobody actually closed him down at all then. Can we win this ball? Yes, we can. What was that for? He was onside. The only time we've won the second ball, he was offside. Now we've got the wingers sussed. That instruction does stop inside forwards. But now the wing backs are getting involved. And that's the area you need to close down. And we did that. Just got a shot away from there. Work the ball into the box. We're not getting enough, so I'm not going to listen to that. We've got to have some shots. Okay, I'm just going to do what you're suggesting, Mr. K. We're going to go more direct. I don't think it's going to have it's going to make any difference to what happens at all. In fact, what you're going to see, and I know you're dying to tell me, like people are doing it all the time, you're dying to tell me, do this, do this, do this. And I've tried them. But we're going to do what you suggest, and you'll see we just end up giving the ball away even more. And we, in the end, invite so much pressure. But we'll give it a try. I think what we were doing was better because playing for set pieces as well. We could create a chance from a set piece. We're 100 to 1 rank outsiders to win this. I don't think going direct is actually going to improve things. But I get it all the time. I get it all the time, Mr. K. People are telling me if I did everything that people told me, I'd be like changing my style 15 times a day. This tactic works. The players are just not good enough. That's the bottom line. We're struggling to get anything out of any game. That's the bottom line. And what's really disappointing is I thought it had been a really good transfer window. That's what's really disappointing me. More stats on a 6.3. I don't have another striker. Just might have to move Valesco up. Well, now it's raining. Being more direct might help. Chelsea are playing the way I would expect them to play. Their focus of attacks are pretty much what I would expect to see. They're going to win all the possession. There's nothing I can do about that. But I don't think going direct is going to change the game at all. In fact, because we can't play direct, we're going to let Chelsea score. This team is not used to playing direct football. And so that's why Chelsea have scored. But it's okay. So the only option I've got is just either go with it now or change it back. But it's too late to change it back. But we'll change it back anyway. That Chelsea score because we're not used to playing that way. That's unfortunate. And that's why I don't listen when people come in here and they do it all the time, Mr. K, and they say, do this, do that, you've got to do this, you've got to change that role, you've got to do this. And I don't listen to them. Because if you start changing things like that, your team don't know how to play that way. And there's the proof of the pudding. So I hope people will stop doing it. The team is set up to play in a certain way, and changing from short passing to direct passing is not going to help them. Yeah, that's because the team has low concentration, low determination as well, low everything. But we did last year as well. It's not that we didn't have, that we had brilliant attributes last year. We were awful in terms of attributes last year. Absolutely dreadful, worse than this. But just played better. This is just a poor team. I've just brought in some very poor players. I should have kept last year's team. We did have Cole Palmer last year. And I wonder if that's the issue. Cole Palmer left the club in the summer, didn't he? He's not playing for Chelsea today. More stat. I'm going to have to put Velasco up there. More stat will have to come off. Garosibal, I need to sell him. He's just had he's been like 6.3 all season, and he's allegedly my best wing back. But he's been like 6.3 all season. Two centre backs are awful. My defence has decided not to play. Juan Lu, who had a great game last time, is terrible. Oh, what an absolute nightmare of a team to manage. This shouldn't be classed as a big game, though. Oh, we'll just sit here and we'll see it out. Oh, substitutions. Alright, let's have a look at the substitutions they've made. Most of the time I won't do anything about them anyway. Jackson's going to play exactly the same way. Although he might be playing as a winger. So let's put him on his left foot. And then close him down more. I'll get my wing back to close him down more. I don't think I would do anything with him. Might just tight mark him because he's a substitute. And Harwood Bellis is a defender. We're never going to win the league with this team, and what FM does is that it's giving us a run of poor results, and then it gives us a run of really good results. So it keeps us kind of like around about, in the end, 7th or 8th. And then it'll be really exciting at the end of the season because there will be a chance we might get into the Europa League. So that's what it's doing, which is kind of a bit sad. So we're getting these 3 or 4 bad results, and then we suddenly get 3 or 4 wins. That's what it's doing this season. Well, I don't have a forward, so you have to stay on. I'm going to play Valentine. I have no idea what he's like. Just simply because I'm pissed off. And then Diallo will come on. Oh, we can't make any more subs. So, put Diallo on. So let's undo that one. And then put Diallo on instead. Oh, and I've got some of the worst players as well in the history of FM, my team. I've got Diallo and Garosabal, who are the worst players in the history of FM. Somehow I've managed to buy them, thinking they might do a decent job. But they are. Never ever buy Garosabal or Diallo. They're the worst players I've ever signed. Luca isn't much better. He does score goals from set pieces, though, Luca. If he didn't get set piece goals, he'd be absolutely dreadful as well. He's got 8 goals, And 4 of those have come from set pieces. Well, I'm going to attack Chelsea for the last 10 minutes. So we're going to... I don't think I need to do anything about... They've changed both central defenders, so we're going to go up the middle. And we're going to go positive. Put him on support. I'm going to put my attacking mid, centre mid on attack. And we're going to go positive. What the heck. Oh, what we'll also do, of course I forgot, is push the lines up. We won't regroup anymore. Let's see what happens. We're either going to create a chance or go 2-0 down. I did say this was going to be a horrible episode. But again, Neil, I'm not really seeing anything in terms of rotation or substitutions. Interestingly, with Chelsea, they have changed both central defenders, which is a bit interesting. I find that, yeah, very interesting. They've changed both central defenders. I didn't see that their central defenders were playing poorly. In fact, they weren't really under any pressure at all. Because we've only had 3 shots on goal. And now we're 2-0 down. That's going positive. I hate going positive. My teams immediately concede all the time. Every time I go positive, they immediately concede. I don't know why, but they do. Yeah, which is why we've been playing with the cautious mentality and the low block. But we've just simply invited teams onto us. Against City, we went 2-0 up. And 75 minutes, we were 2-0 up and then somehow lost 4-2. So, I don't know. The cautious low block seemed to work for 75 minutes against City. The tactical change cost me in this one. And then going to positive. So if I hadn't conceded that goal, we might have got a 0-0 here. Who knows? But that I'm just like telling everybody in the chat, I am not changing the way we are playing. I know you think that I'm doing things wrong, guys, but I am not going to change it. This team is very familiar playing this way. And I can't just go and change the style and expect them to win. So, I'm not going to do it, guys. Hey, Callum, I'm doing all right. My team, on the other hand, are absolutely dreadful, as usual. And if anyone in this team gets an offer for them in the transfer window, they're going. Even if I get left with a squad of 5, they're going. Yeah, give me a consolation just right at the end, why don't you? I mean, the interesting thing about FM is that it's given me a 6-point, with 2 difficult fixtures coming up, it's given me a 6-point cushion over the team below me. And I just find this really hard to believe with the way we've played, that we're in 10th, 6 points ahead of 11th. And it's unfair to the teams below that they've had to keep losing because we are so bad. Which is, there's things wrong with FM. And this is something that I've noticed over years. I'm not happy. So we're going to stay in 10th, especially as it looks like Brighton lost. No, Brighton won. And we still have this 4-point cushion because we've got tough games coming up. So at some point, FM has to figure it out that the teams below me are going to win. So that's why we've got the cushion. This is dumb, really. We don't deserve a 6-point cushion. Oh, I need to rest the team, don't I? I don't think I've got a day now, but never mind. If we don't have a team we can play, I don't care. So the transfer window opens here. I've got about 6 or 7 players who are wanted. And if we get offers for them, they're going out. Enough. They're not good enough. And we haven't got a chance again. Trying to find something we can use. There is nothing. So we go near post. And we do defending. And I look for players. Good for 18, I think. His mentals are very good for 18. Not a bad player. But I've got Atom. I maybe need to play Atom at the back. He's sitting there waiting for his chance. Garosabel has to go. I do not want him in the team. And I'm going to try the boy I like. The rest will stay as it is. Because I might try Valesco here again and put Ryan Gould. Got to try something. And actually, I'm going to take the game to Tottenham. Forget this, it's not working. So we want a high line. Just looking at inside forward on the left. We want to turn him outside, really. His crossing is poor. His balance is poor. Left foot is poor, so we need him outside. And we need him outside as well. We need him inside. Yeah, he's good crossing, good pace, so I want him coming inside. And we need to close those two down again. If we can. I think I might give Humphreys a game. That's Fernandez done over the last 2 games. It's just rubbish. Absolute rubbish. Anybody who we get an offer for, I'm going to sell. And if I can't replace them, I can't replace them. And we might end up with a squad of 5. Okay, Mr. K, see you later. I've never had such a bad team. Who on paper look like a very good team. Yep, he can go. No worries. Rumours in the press are linking me with this Boyle. I don't need a left winger. And he's certainly not going to be as good as, allegedly, according to the attributes, he's not going to be as good as Velasco. He's a bit quicker and stronger, but Velasco overall is a better player. Better vision, better attacking, better mentals. So he's not going to make any difference. Sam Bell, we don't know about him. Another left winger. Why would I be interested in a left winger? Another left winger. Echevarri, Velasco, Arribas. I've got 4 left wingers. I don't think we're interested in left wingers. Absolutely, Callum. I don't need a left winger. Like Velasco, according to his attributes, is a very, very good player. But I'm just not seeing it. But then I had that with Cole Palmer last year, who looked absolutely terrible, but he got an average rating at the end of the season of 7.1. So that isn't a bad rating. But I actually never saw him deserve that, which is kind of weird. So I'm actually going to play balanced against Tottenham. We're just going to try and give them a game. We don't need to regroup. We do need to take shots and not take so many passes. Untouchable, though. I mean, in terms of the club vision, everything is absolutely brilliant. I guess I'm expecting too much. It's the supporters as well. Everything is, apart from finish above Norwich in the league. Huh? Where are Norwich then? Oh, they're up in 6th. So apart from the fans being disappointed that Norwich are better than us, everything looks really good. And we're in 10th in the league, which I didn't want to do that. Now I've got to alter all the team again. Oh, what did I do that for? Velasco, Gould, Echevarri, Fernandez. No, Fernandez is Humphreys. Finkgraf I'm going to play on as well as Brandon Williams. I'm tired of these dreadful performances. Sola Valentine on the bench. So the rest of it is fine. Arribas, how fit are you? 45 minutes. Let's see if we just change from being this cautious defensive stuff. Let's see if that makes a difference. Did you see, guys, did you see the Champions League last night? Some of those goals last night were just amazing. Like, I thought Aston Villa played well. First half, I thought they did really well, but the goals that were scored against them, it's going to be very hard to beat PSG in this. Kulusevski, what's he going to play as? I think he's going to play as a winger, isn't he? Good crossing, good pace, or decent pace. Maybe not. That's something I wasn't expecting. He might be a playmaker out there, so we'll just leave him. How old is that Dewey? He is just amazing, that guy. So we want to force him outside, don't we? So he needs to go. Yeah, that's the guy, isn't it? He needs to go on his left foot. And I need this wing back to close down a little more. Huh? Okay, that's fine. And I need this wing back to close down less. Yeah. Let's see if we change the mentality a little bit. Let's see if we can put on a performance today. Oh, well, there's a great pass straight away. Looking for a performance from the wing-backs. Changing the wing-backs, they're getting a chance. Because the other two are just, well, I've never seen anything so bad. And these two are nowhere near as good as the other two. So looking for an improvement from the wing-backs. Finkgraf I like, though. Till he gives the ball away. Again, giving the ball away. Probably against Tottenham, counter-attack would be good. But I'm not changing it to counter-attack. They simply don't know how to play that way. And that's why we conceded against Chelsea, because we changed it to direct. And the minute you do something like that, then the opposition are going to score. He's 20. Oh, I thought he was younger than that. But boy, oh boy, did he have a good game. Hey, so what? How you doing? Barcelona didn't score such great goals, but they were like a machine. Barcelona remind me of the old Bayern Munich teams of the 80s. They play like a well-drilled machine, and everything they do is always the same, and it's like it's so well drilled. Yeah, but they've got some very good players. It's difficult to see these English teams actually doing anything. Arsenal did well, but I wouldn't put Real Madrid out of the competition yet. Would be a brave man to say Arsenal are through now. Would be a very brave man. So we could find that Bayern Munich actually, because Arsenal look like the only one that's got a chance now. But we might find that Real Madrid are in the semi-final yet. He was miles offside, referee. And it was an interesting run. I think he came all the way over there. Yeah, he was miles offside, but the run itself... Where did he come from? So that's Richarlison. He's playing as the attacking mid, isn't he? So you can see now why we had that run of 12 points recently. It's because these games were coming up and FM had to put us 6 points clear so that we didn't go below 10th. The game is calculating this as we go along. So the game knew this was coming. So let's put him 6 points clear so that actually he can't be caught in 10th. He can be caught but not overtaken. So we keep him in 10th at the end of this run of bad form. It's just a strange game. And the poor teams below me, I wouldn't like to be the teams below me because they just have to keep losing all the time. When we get into form, they start winning again. It's a bit sad for the teams below me. Tottenham are totally through the middle. Another free kick. Yeah. Another defeat. We're just simply not good enough. I think we're going to have a garage sale soon. I wonder what would happen if I sold everybody and then only ended up with 11 players. I'd probably be sacked then, wouldn't I? I've got to sell them. They're just rubbish. It's true, Elias. These are like... I mean, I know you've only just started watching me. I've been saying that one for about 3 years. And I know you've only just started watching me. But if you go back 3 years in my videos, you'll see I was talking about this one 3 years ago. They're not new conspiracy theories. And it is. It's like when you do go on these horrible losing streaks, the teams below you don't overtake you. You always stay roughly where you are. And it's happened again. And so I think I'm quite right to point it out. Somebody has got to call these things. And next time it happens to you, I mean, you're so good, though, you probably never go on a losing streak. But if you do sometime, have a look what happens. And I did say at the start of this episode, watch what happens to the teams below. We've now lost 3 games. We're going to lose 3 games. The teams below have not moved. They haven't picked up a point either. It's exactly the same. I don't mind going on a losing streak because everyone else below me is going to lose as well. And this is like, I've been calling this one for 3 years. This is not new. I know you think that I'm just a sore loser and complainer, but I see the game and I call these things out. Whereas other people don't call them out. I see a lot of people calling it out on threads. If you go to Facebook, Football Manager groups, you'll see a lot of people calling a lot of things out. If you go to Reddit, you get to see a lot of people calling a lot of things out. But as a content creator, when I call things out, I get a lot of criticism and whatever. I think even if you go to FM Tweak's Discord, people call things out. Things that just don't fit right. We'll see the tactic familiarity, and the team cohesion is good. It's excellent. Or at least it was 3 games ago. So it's like, I know you think I'm just a sore loser. But there are things in this game that I think are put there deliberately. I was hoping for better performances from those wing backs, and they've gone and done exactly the same. So I've got 4 really bad wing backs then. My forwards are absolutely disgraceful. Oh, let's go for it. Let's go for it. I mean, what a pathetic bunch of players. Nothing I can do. We'll just sub them off them. Lookman. Lucky I got notification of that one. Doesn't change anything though. He's going to play as a winger. I just want to force him inside this time. Stop him playing as a winger. And then he needs to close down. Yeah, he's fine. Try and protect those corners. I can see it's mostly up the middle. Oh, offside again. The problem that I've got is that we don't create anything and we don't score anything. That's the problem that I've got. So these front players are just absolutely awful. Oh, I don't want to see that again. Let's get it over with. I mean, the problem I have with this game is that it's a game really of players. And it always has been. You've got to just buy the best players. And eventually, even this Ipswich team will win the Champions League. The game is about how fast you can do that. It's very, very simple to win the Champions League. You just buy the best players that become available. And the secret, the challenge of the game is how fast can you do it. I mean, if you can't do it, you're not a very good player. But this Ipswich team, I think it probably take 8 seasons to win the Champions League. I've done it quicker with other teams. And I thought we had a good transfer window because I was confident of getting into Europe. But we haven't had a good transfer window by the look of it. So we're not going to get into Europe. So that cost me another season in terms of getting to win the Champions League. Everybody will win the Champions League eventually. All you've got to do is have a half-decent tactic you know works and keep buying players. That is the essence of the game. But I thought there was more to it than that, and there doesn't seem to be since FM22. And I think what I might do is forget about in-game management and everything else that goes along with it, and just load up a tactic, buy the best players, and then the game becomes dull. If that's what you do, then that, for me, is dull. There's no challenge. For me, the challenge is not winning the Champions League, because everybody will do that. It's winning the Champions League in 5 seasons. And that requires some tactical stuff. And if you'd watched the Journeyman save, then you'll see that in 10 seasons we won 30 trophies, including 4 of the major international competitions, including the Champions League. In 10 seasons, 30 trophies and 4 Champions Leagues across the world, I would say, is a pretty good outcome. But we bought the best players that were available. We got lucky with players, had good youth setups in South America. So we got lucky. So I would say in 10 seasons, though, that's quite a remarkable outcome. 30 trophies. And we will get Ipswich to the Champions League. It's just going to take longer, because I'm not buying very good players by the look of it. It's kind of, since FM22, the game has become, it's become less tactical. And in FM26, it's going to become even worse. Because it's just going to be bells and whistles and pretty graphics. We'll probably have close-ups of players celebrating, but they do that at the expense of a lot of the data. And so when you take that away, then all it becomes is load up, watch, and yay, or get depressed when it goes the other way. You're going to have less and less input. And that's since 22. And that is part of what's happening that I really don't like. But I've studied this game, and there are parts of this game that are just predetermined. Big parts of the game that are just predetermined, and there's nothing you can do about it. Alright, I don't know what to do about him, but we'll hard tackle him anyway. He definitely needs hard tackling. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. And then look at these ratings. Everybody from my goalkeeper all the way down. What a shambles. I'm asking, come on. And they're all demanding better contracts, and they're all saying they want more playing time. Velasco is not a forward. I think we've just about worked that out. Humphreys a waste of space. He was a very good player last season, Humphreys. He's just absolutely dreadful now. And unfortunately Williams and and the other one didn't do any better than the first two. Oh, God. What a dreadful team. I'm stuck with it, I suppose. Just why in the transfer window, if somebody wants to leave, he can go. Because I don't want any of them. I've absolutely no interest in keeping any of these players. So if somebody wants to leave, they can go. What's the idea you have, Elias? I'm always interested in ideas. What's the idea you have? Are you going to give me a late goal consolation again, FM? You're not going to give me a penalty. I haven't had a penalty for over a season. You're not going to give me a penalty, are you? I always used to say, though, in real football, people used to in the old days, accuse Man United of having too many penalties. And then they accused Manchester City of having too many penalties. And suddenly it became Liverpool got too many penalties. And I just wondered why people were getting penalties. And if you actually watch the game, the teams that get penalties are the teams that get into the opposition penalty box the most. And it's not that they're being special, they're getting special treatment. It's just that they are in the penalty area a lot of the time, and that's where they get penalties. Whereas the teams who don't get penalties, if you watch them, they don't get in the penalty area very often. You are kidding me. Have you given me a penalty there, F? You are kidding me. Have I got a penalty? I don't even know who takes my penalties. Yes, we've got a penalty. The game listens to you as well. That is 100%. The game listens to you. Oh, it's more stat. He's never going to score. He scored as well. Download the World Super League mod. All of the best teams in the world playing in the same league, like the Premier League. Yeah, that might be an interesting thing to do. Might be a nice thing to do, that one. Because I am struggling for ideas. I've got one viewers challenge that we're going to be doing, which will be a play along with me. So session by session, you'll play along with the games that I play. And then it will be a viewers challenge. There are points for achieving certain things, and it's a 5-season challenge. So I'm going to be doing that one. No, I will probably finish bottom of the points league for sure. Because it seems there are some very good players of the game who come along and watch. So I will probably finish bottom, but that doesn't worry me. It will be a bit of fun. And hopefully get some people involved in something. But that also sounds like a very good plan. They got a red card there, and have I got an injury? No, just yellow. So that actually, the Super League, who do you suggest playing with? Do you have a preference of who to play with? You're obviously familiar with it, so who do you suggest playing with? Yeah, it could be the Super League, but I already have 6 teams that you're allowed. But we'll think about it. I've still got both. I've still got room for 2 ideas because I'd already decided that Ipswich we would continue as long as we were in Europe. So there doesn't seem much point in doing this over 10 seasons. We would win the Champions League eventually, but it would just it's just got stale. It's not going anywhere. What is FM doing? We've not been in the game. What, I mean, give credit to the manager. What brilliant substitutions. Playing with West Ham. I usually do West Ham as a beta save. It's my favourite beta save is West Ham. I don't know why. It's just I think that because of the players that they have that you can work with. So yeah, I'm like a big fan of doing West Ham in FM. My favourite team to do a save with, though, has always been Norwich. I love doing a Norwich save. I don't know why. I've no affiliation to Norwich, and really, they haven't done anything particularly that would make me think, yeah, I've got to do Norwich, because they haven't been that great. I don't know why. I just always love doing a Norwich save. You're surely not going to let me win this, FM. You surely can't do that. It would be madness. We've been totally outclassed. It would be absolute madness. What's he given? Offside. I thought he'd given a foul to Tottenham then. Where did this 2-2 come from? We were 2-0 down. Where did that come from? Being totally outclassed. Ari Bass is back. It all happened since Ari Bass went on the field. There you go, my best player. Oh, it's in, but it's offside. I've always had an affinity with Norwich, and yeah, I always do underdogs as well. And the reason that we did the journeyman is the first time I've ever done a journeyman. But I just always tend to pick underdogs to do my first save with. I like playing with underdogs. It's too easy. If I was to like pick Arsenal or Liverpool or Manchester City, I'd be bored. So I like some sort of challenge, but I do know that the game is flawed. It's flawed in a number of ways. Oh, we'll take a 2-2 then. You're going to give me a point, are you, FM? But that was better. Look at the ratings, though. 6.2, 6.1, 6.3, 6.3, 6.2, 6.3 from the goalkeeper. And we still got a 2-2 draw with Tottenham. Go figure. Oh, it keeps the gap at 3 points. But what it does mean is I don't think... It's getting harder to get up here, isn't it? We're going to have to make a lot of points up to get up here. So there's going to be no Europe again this season. I don't know how this team got to the semi-final of the Europa League. I really don't know. Winning the FA Cup in Season 2 was also unbelievable. So now we have Derby. So we got some easier fixtures coming up. They've got 5 days. They don't need to be rested. Well, actually, I wasn't even watching there. Elias. I'm not sure how to say it. Elias sounds better. I wasn't even watching the game. And so I don't know if you can say I turned that around. I think it was turned around. And all I remember really was that we went 2-0 down. And I got that feeling of hopelessness again. And I didn't even watch the game really after that. Because I was just talking and looking at the comments. So I didn't even watch the game after that. I made the substitutions. So I guess that's to my credit. But I had to make the substitutions. So I don't know if you can say that I turned it around. It was turned around. 5 subs worked. I mean, Arribas is without a doubt my best player. I'm continually telling the same players off, and so having Arribas back on as a sub clearly made the difference. So we'll play this FA Cup third round. We should get a win here, hopefully. Given our form has been so bad, FM will let me win this FA Cup game. I've absolutely no doubt about that. 6 million for Brandon Williams. What's his value? No, not enough. People are you're gonna have to offer me more money than that, I'm afraid. Quite happy to. Oh, I just offered him a new contract as well, didn't I? Just offered him for a new contract, so I can't really sell him. Start in Indonesia. That's where I started my journeyman. Can you make it home before FM20? That's too easy, Sol. You can only claim each reward, so you can jump 1 club. That's actually quite a good challenge. Travel through different leagues, Indonesia, China, Uzbekistan, Tenerife, while tracking your miles and racing against time. Yeah, that's quite a decent challenge. I was like thinking, you could be in Indonesia, all you got to do to get back home is win some trophies you'd have to move to Japan probably, win a couple of trophies in Japan and then get a job in the League 2 in England. But it's more difficult than that, isn't it? Yeah, that's a good challenge as well. So you can only move. You can only the way you can't just jump camp at 1 club and farm trophies. So you earn like air miles. So you can only go within those. Yeah, I like that challenge. That's pretty good. I like that. Derby are not as good as that. I don't believe you. We need to be far post, that is then, isn't it? We need to be beating Derby. And given our run of results, FM normally give you give you this game. If we were doing well, the game would be harder. And they don't, so we want to do attacking free kicks as well. And the direct counter-attack. So we want to play with a standard line. And I don't want to regroup. We just keep doing that. Just keep doing this. I'm going to work the ball into the box this time. And that's that. Go easy on Derby. That's your team. Derby. I quite fancy doing Woking. But I don't think I have enough time to do all of them. I could do 3, because I do 6 streams a week, so I could do 3, and I've got 2 ideas now. So Tyler Morton, he's changed. Crystal Palace will be his preferred. He wants now to go to Saudi. He wants the money. So we'll reject that as well. I don't really want to sell a wing back for 8 million when I haven't got a replacement, because I don't have the. I want to buy a goalkeeper. In fact, who's Danny Diaz? Oh, director of football. No. I don't even know what he is. I don't think so. Are you having a laugh? We don't want him. When did the director sneak that in? I want to buy a goalkeeper. And we failed to get this guy last time because of the transfer window deadline. Oh, now he doesn't want to leave. Oh, brilliant. Why are they doing the 4th round draw? Because we're behind Brighton or Wolves. That sounds about right, actually, from my assistant. Good rotated team. But I better check his bench. Sola. Finkgraf. McKenna. I'm going to put Atom in here. Garosabal. Sola can play as the right wing for Sini. I'm going to play Arribas. Diallo can play. Where is Diallo? He's hiding. Where's Diallo gone? He's on the left wing. Oh, we don't want that. Echevarri, Gould. Velasco can come on the bench. Diallo can come on the bench. Allen can come on the bench. I don't want to weaken the teams too much. So you are, Saul, you are a Derby fan, are you? Aston Villa hire Maresca. So it looks like in this transfer window I'll be doing one in, one out, but I do want to spend that 30 million. But where do we buy a player? So we've got... I'm not sure that... Unless it's a fullback, and I haven't found any decent fullbacks. It could be midfield. Garner is somebody I would like to buy, but we don't have the money yet for that. These are all a bit expensive. It's out of date, that. And he's a bit expensive as well at 81 million. We'd have to sell a lot of players. Let's get this Derby game over, and then when off camera I can have a look at the transfer market off camera. He would be a very, very good signing. Right winger who can play also across this line as well. And can play as a forward. He would be, and as a central midfielder. He could be, this guy would be an extremely good signing. So that is somebody that I will definitely look at. And then we've also got other players we can be looking at. So I will do that. We'll play the Derby game, and then I will go through these things off camera. See what I can come up with. 45 only for Arribas. He'll do 60. No, we don't want to play with a low block against Derby, surely. Right, let's give these Derby a good thumping. If FM is anything like I think it is, we'll win this fairly comfortably. Because our form has been dreadful and it wants to give me a green dot. And it's usually games like this it lets you have a green dot. Oops. So let's go and have a look at this. Close those buttons down and let's have an easy victory. I think we'd be a very, very, very good championship team. We're at best a mid-table Premier League team. But my job here, according to the board, was to get us established as a Premier League team, and that's what we've done. So we've got to be pleased. The job now would be to try and bring in 2 very, very good players in each window. And then in 2 or 3 years you win the Champions League. Look at that passing, it's terrible. I wonder if I need to just buy players who can pass the ball. Forget everything else, but just be able to pass the ball. Come on, let's get this opening goal. I know it's coming. It's coming from a set piece then. So interesting, look at the referee. He was pointing here. He wasn't pointing for a corner, but everybody knows it was a corner. There it was. It's coming. Ari Bass is back. My best player is back. The game against Tottenham turned when he came on the pitch. He's quite simply the best player I have. In fact, the only good player I have. Atom, I really like Atom. Again, he's on a 7 already, Atom. 7.2 already. And he's just a youngster. But he's so reliable. He's played maybe 6 times. And he's had 5 of those. He's had over 7. So he's a player that maybe next season's got to be starting. Then you have Ari Bass, who's quite simply the best player. But those are the only 2. The Luca might get better if he gets better service. So maybe 3 of this team are going to last. Morstead may develop, who knows. May become a good Premier League striker. Not sure yet. 2-0. Morstead just talking about you, Sunshine. And there you go. I said may, and he's out to prove, oi, yes, I will. And there you go. I told you we'd win this one quite comfortably. FM does this. I know it's an old wives' tale, but it's proved right time and time again. The other thing that is so terribly wrong, if Elias is still here with FM, is that you always get through your group in Europe. You always get through the group stage. That is so wrong. Teams from England do not automatically get through the group stage. And you could be in Sweden or anywhere else. You'll get through the group stage. And that is not always going to happen. Ipswich should not have won the Europa League group stage. No way. And yeah, we should be taking Derby apart. And it is 3-0. Ari Bass is back. Oh, he was offside, was he? I thought he'd put away his second goal then. They're causing me problems. That's a good tackle, son. That was a good tackle. He got the ball. And now we got problems, haven't we? I'm not on get stuck in, am I? No. Okay. Who is going to be sacrificed? Echevarri. I'm not going down a level. Born and bred a Derby fan. That's because you don't have loaded other leagues. If you have loaded important these teams playing the Champions League, possibly. I've got quite a few leagues loaded. This machine can take a lot of leagues. I've never ever failed to get any club through the group stage in Europe, and that's got to change. I mean, it's okay to get through, but Ipswich should never have won the Europa League group stage last. And I've got pretty much all the big European leagues loaded. You do, because you want to see if you get job offers. There's not much more I can do with that now. The game might be taking this away from me, is it? Or at least giving me a fright. I don't want to go to cautious. But I do want to make sure we defend well enough. Might mean lowering the line. And then that means bringing them back. If they're going to play direct Route 1 stuff, let's just lower the line, go deeper. So this game is about us holding on to a 2-0 lead then, is it? And let's put Timon on support rather than attack. And Ryan Gould can go on attack. It's about stopping them playing now. Oh, who's got injured now? Oh, it's not mine. Ali of them has got injured. I thought we'd got an injury. Oh, we have now. Oh, they're getting a red card as well, are they? This is one dirty game. But we've got an injury out of that, have I? No. Oh, we don't need to actually do anything now. Just keep defending the way we've defended. I want to just check their shape. What is this shape they've gone to? They've got another player injured. So they've got 3 up top. 2. This is quite an interesting little conundrum. I'm going to play through the middle. Play through the middle. Simply because they don't have anybody really in midfield, between midfield and their forwards. You're capable of even better. That does seem like the way to do this. Now they've taken off. They're just lacking in the middle now. Let's try that. Let's just try that. And if we focus here, we're going to drag them in. And then my wingers will have space. That's the plan. Go on, give him another red card. Well, that's evened it up a little bit. I'm happier that we're having shots. I don't like work the ball into the box. Let's have some shots. We take too many touches outside the penalty area. Just like have a shot. When you see the goal, have a shot. Go offside. I thought he was going to let one go there. Oh, come on, boys. Come on. Let's just put Derby to bed. Let's have a green dot on the schedule. That would be nice. We've had an orange one. Now let's get a green one. It's good for morale. And then we can go back on another run of good form. Played at FM since Championship Manager. That's a lot of years. I've only been playing since 2011. But I tell you what, I've played a lot of hours. A lot of hours. In fact, I went through what was like a 4-year probation, whereas I just did not understand this game at all for the first 4 years. It took, because it is complex, and it took me 4 years before I even became competent at it, I would say. It is, and I think everybody has to go through at least that 4-year apprenticeship while you learn it. And I suppose people get to know it quicker because they don't learn it, because they just download tactics. And I see still on forums so many people just download a tactic. They can't be bothered to actually create their own, and I think that's half the joy of the game for me, is creating a tactic, creating a style you want to play in, creating space, using a tactic to create space. And if you actually watch this tactic, when it does work, when the players are good enough, we always get 3-on-2 or 2-on-1s on the right hand side of the pitch, and the build up will usually go down the left. This team is not yet good enough to actually play that way, but the build up will come down the left, and then we'll end up with 2-on-1 at the edge of the box here, or 3-on-2, and that's why this works so well. But unfortunately, these players are just not good enough to play it. I don't know why that is. Because I thought I'd had a good transfer window. But it wasn't, obviously. So let's make some changes here. Yeah, I didn't have any video tutorials in my day either. 2011, there was nothing like that available. There were some forums around, but they weren't very friendly. And if you actually were struggling, people called you names and a loser. And so they weren't very friendly forums, a bit like Reddit. It's not the most friendly forum in the world. Garosabel, what is the matter with him? He's just not good enough, is he? He hasn't had a good game since forever. Oh, there's no right wing back on the bench. That's interesting. I could bring Boselli over. He can play as a wing back. And Garosabel can get lost for Scott McKenna. But I'm actually amazed at how many people have been playing for years and years and years who don't know how to make a tactic, who rely on other people to make tactics for them. I find that really strange. I find it very, very odd. It's tiredness, really, that I've got to look at here, isn't it? So did Garosabel? Yeah, Garosabel came on. So I can't really take him off now, can I? Wouldn't be nice. He just needs to get his act together. Fassini for Humphreys. See who's having a good game again? 7.7. Noel Atom. 2-star rated player. I rate him highly. Arribas has done his time now. Valesco can give Gould a rest. Morstead is a young boy and doesn't need a rest. And maybe Timon. And see this game out, boys. Well, we'll have a green dot on the schedule, even though it is only Derby. It's a bit of a tense game, this. Nipping. What was that? There's nipping at his heels there, a little bit. Derby are coming back into this now. Need to figure out why. Something that I didn't do very much before was use this lower line. But it is quite effective if you use it at the right time. And Derby are just trying to get balls over the top. And with this lower line, they're not able to do it. But they've changed something. And they're getting a lot more shots away from here. So with that lower line, the line being that low, I've got to somehow crowd this midfield. So I'm going to actually ask them to press more often. To try and stop them shooting from there. Because I don't want to bring the line up, because then they'll get behind with those direct balls. But there we are, we've got the ball back. So just by pressing a little bit more, we might stop them shooting from those areas outside the box as well. Oh, Velasco, you should have scored that. He's been, like, I think he's the best, in terms of ratings, he's the best central defender this season. This is his 8th game, I think, and in 7 of them he's got above 7 as a rating. He's been quite simply the best defender. Doesn't get the game time that everybody gets, because all the others are prima donnas and are demanding of game time. So but in the 8 games he's played, he's been outstanding. It's like only one game, and I think in that game he got a 6.7. It wasn't a bad rating. It's absolutely outstanding buy he was. So I would think that next season he would be a regular starter. He would have to be in the team. And Derby are certainly giving it a go, aren't they? It's all down the flanks, isn't it? But that's okay. It's definitely not down the middle. I am not going to raise the line. I'm going to let them shoot from outside the box. I'm not going to push the line up. Just trigger pressing a little bit more, make them rush. There he is, my boy Atom. Can't remember what I paid for him. I think it was 11 mil, was it? That I paid for that Atom. Was it 7 mil or 11 mil? I can't remember. But he is going to be an awesome player, because I think he's only 19. And he's already the best centre-back that I've got. Although he's only 2-star rated, but his performances on the pitch don't... I mean, that is... Stars don't matter. His performances on the pitch. So there we are. We've got a green dot. We're back. I'm just going to say it was a good win. Sometimes you got to lie to the players. I've been accused of that twice now, but we don't get stuck in very often. Atom on form. This boy got a rating of 8 there. So do I play him more? Should I play him more? I think I should. We look at who the... Let's go for squad in terms of average rating. He's the second best player in the team. Arribas, who I know is the best player, then is Atom. He's played 10 times. He's got an average rating of 7.15. I think only one game has he gone below 7, which is, I think, just quite remarkable. I think he needs more game time. I don't know who I need to sign. How much did we sign him for? I think it was it 11 million that we signed him for? I did like him. It was him and one other came in at the same time. How much did we sign him for? No, we signed him for 850,000. That's all he cost from Brighton. He's just like the best signing I could possibly have had. I agree, Elias. I think we should forget this star rating. I think at the moment he's my best central defender. Arribas is my best player, but according to the stats, he is the second best player. So, gotta play. We've rescued things a little bit, a draw, and but we have easier games allegedly now, and if I'm correct, we'll go on a little winning run. and that will improve our fortunes in the Premier League. I don't think that we're going to be... I think we're going to be around this area come the end of the season. That's how it's going to make it more exciting. Are we going to get into the top 7, get into Europe? So I think we're going to go on a little bit of a run soon. And the teams here coming up are teams that possibly where that might happen. Thanks for coming along, guys. Always appreciate it. I know sometimes I'm grumpy, but the game makes me grumpy sometimes. And I'm thinking probably the same for you. The game makes you grumpy. It makes everybody grumpy. And I've always said you don't know what joy is unless you experience the grumpy times. You have to have these times in order to get the Champions Leagues and the rest of it. You've got to go through this rubbish. This game does us all in at times, but when you go then and win the title or win the Champions League, it's like, up yours, game. I've done it. And all the pain you caused me has been worth it. I'll never forget that stream, the last one of the Journeyman before I went away on holiday, the day before I went on holiday, where we won the title and the Champions League in the last stream that I did in the Journeyman. And that was like just, I was out of my chair jumping up and down. So those are what you live for. But you have to go through this in order to get that. And I know I get grumpy. And who wouldn't be? This is awful. But we will get there. We will get there. Thank you for putting up with me. Thank you for coming, guys. Do appreciate it. Tomorrow night I will be back with the Newcastle. Can we beat the 202 goals in a season? We're on course, but can we do it? Can we get more than 202 goals with that Newcastle team? So we will see you with WM tactic as well. So hopefully I'll see some of you tomorrow. If not, we'll be back on Tuesday with this Ipswich Sage. Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday in the afternoon. Join us then if you want to. Thanks for coming. Stay safe. Be safe. Stay safe. Take care. Have a good weekend. And I will see you guys on Tuesday, if not for the Newcastle tomorrow. Thanks for coming, guys. Be good. See you soon.